Ridley Scott's Napoleon. Would you like to start us off? Dave?
Wow, the film that's been anticipated for quite a while, I guess. We've known about this all year. Probably end of last year. It really came on the radar. But yeah, Ridley Scott's back with a big historical epic. So yeah, he's back. We've got the fabulous Joaquin Phoenix plays Napoleon, and it's a film with a lot of action. It's an interesting one because I guess there was a lot of action in there, but some people were disappointed that there wasn't as much action as they anticipated this was going to be, because a lot of the story is about his relationship with Josephine and his quest for an heir. But I felt that brought balance to the film. Josephine played by Vanessa Kirby fantastically in the film. And there's apparently a 4-hour version of this film that's going to be coming out on Apple TV at some point with even more of the Josephine part of the story.
Director's cut.
The director's cut. But yeah, it was a great film. We went to see it at the Pictures last week, and it was a spectacularly big film. It is on the scale of Gladiator, of all those films. It's a big epic. Of course, it's been controversial. It's been controversial because of, well, Ridley whipping up the press, really, isn't it? As he's great at doing, for its historical accuracy.
Fuck you. Thank you very much. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Go on. So, go on.
Or inaccuracy. It's more apt at putting. People complaining that certain things weren't what they were.
Go fuck yourself.
But
were you there?
Were you there? Were you even there? But, I think it's pretty accurate on the broad strokes of things, An example is in the film, which you see in the trailer, is he's in Egypt and they shoot the cannons and it hits the pyramids and they say, oh, that never happened. But he was in Egypt.
How do you know? Were you there?
Well, yeah, were you there? But he was in Egypt, so the broad strokes of it are true. But, if you want to make something entertaining, you want to tell a story, why not add some artistic license to it? There's many films that are totally not historically accurate. Gladiator, Ridley Scott's film, it's not historically accurate. Braveheart, Pearl Harbor, one of my favourites, Cromwell. They're not historically accurate films. So there we go. Waterloo, 1970.
Still the best Napoleon film, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say as well. I really enjoyed the film, but I still have Waterloo as a special place in my heart, which I think is better.
You better believe it.
You're not going to beat Rod Steiger. You're not going to beat Christopher Plummer in those roles for me.
Rupert Everett was excellent as Wellington. Even though he was only in that last few minutes, he was really good. At first I was like, oh my God, that's Rupert Everett. It's been a few years since I've seen him because obviously he's aged a little bit, but that was sort of befitting of the character and stuff. But anyway, I thought it was a great film, but it was just a great film. It was a fun sort of, those battle sequences and everything. What a spectacle to see on the big screen. That first battle where his horse gets blasted by a cannonball. I was shocked. I was like, oh. Like you said, I don't think it's supposed to be accurate. I mean, some of it, I was being prepared to laugh at it because some of his facial expressions and stuff, because another film we'll talk about in a bit, Beau is Afraid, we watched earlier in the year, I was still not quite over that film yet. I still have flashbacks from it. So to see him as Napoleon, it's almost like, there's some sort of comical element to this.
Whose country are we in?
But, it is what it is. It's Ridley Scott. He's very good at, apparently he shot the film in something like 60 days, which is only 2 months. You think, how did he do all that? Especially if there's a 4-hour cut coming.
Yeah, on the scale it is as well. Like, because it's not a small. You go 60 days. If it was a small, it's a drama in some rooms or whatever, you kind of go, yeah, okay, that's easy to do. But the huge battles,
oh yeah,
all those horses and stuff,
and Austerlitz on the ice and all that it showed that his skills as a kind of battlefield commander. He was a real. What do you call him? All that stuff with Josephine. Vanessa Kirby, for me, she was the greatest in the film. Her performance was really solid. But his character with her was so weird, you know, all that stuff. Every time he wants to, you know, have some hanky-panky and he's doing that, whatever it was, that really weird noise.
Yeah.
It was like, that is so strange.
Yeah, there was some very odd moments with the kind of intimate stuff.
It was an odd film like that, you know, because it was one thing and it was another, and I don't think overall it encompassed everything to everyone's satisfaction, and that's why he drew fire from it.
Go fuck yourself.
But you know, like with Kingdom of Heaven, everybody always says the director's cut's the one to watch, and that's true because the theatrical cut, they cut so much out of it. It's not as good a film. So
Yeah.
I will look forward to watching the 4-hour version. I'm glad I seen the theatrical cut on the big screen, especially for the battles. I mean, you know, there was stuff like they did show when he unleashed the cannons on the royalists, and he just, you know, there's old women with their legs flying off, and I thought, Jesus, showing that side of it as well, that he's not just a great war commander, he was a bastard.
He's an absolute bastard.
So yeah, great film. Not one of the great films, but a great film.
Go fuck yourself.
If you have enjoyed this video, please consider supporting us at buymeacoffee.com or join us on Patreon. All links below.